Hey lawyers, I hope you all are doing really good. So in this video, I'm going to show you that how, I actually fixed the problem of tracking billable hours, okay, for all the lawyers who, charge in terms of billable hours. So basically, a recent study, showed that, around 35% of all the billable hours never gets tracked by a lawyer. Okay, and that's an on average I'm speaking right now. Okay, so basically that's what I have fixed for all those lawyers. Okay, and there are a lot of points that I'm gonna first of all discuss with you, but let me just first show you a demo of it. Okay, so it's a whole dashboard. Okay, and let me just log in into this dashboard. So basically as a lawyer you have to log in into this whole dashboard, and it's not a SaaS. Okay, it's going to be host specifically for all the lawyers or firms that are gonna that's need this kind of system. Okay, so it should be customized for all of them. Okay, so they don't face any kind of frictions or limitations or problems at all. So basically, okay, there is a, as you can see, there's a tab over here of assistant. So I'm gonna go to this assistant tab, and here what you can do now, look, most lawyers never able to track that 35% of whole billable hour because a lot of friction points. First thing is that lawyers, you know, uh, perform tasks sometimes that are very, very small. Okay. And due to they're very small, they sometimes just completely forget or feels a lot of friction that I have to go to the CRM. Okay, I just did maybe a 15 or 20 minutes task for somebody. Now to again to the CRM, okay, I have to specifically add all the details and all the description of what task I did and how much billable hour it was and all these things. Okay, they have to do it every time. Okay, whenever small, very small, minutes of tasks they might have done for a client. So there's a lot of friction. Second thing is that lawyers do a lot of tasks together. Like they are sometimes they are multitaskers. Okay, they are multitaskers basically. Okay, so they perform a lot of tasks at a single time. Okay, so sometimes that also contributes in this whole thing that there's a lot of friction again. Okay, they get confused at last after performing those tasks, that what kind of task I did, how much time I spend on it, how much it will be in terms of billable hours for the client. So this creates a lot of confusion. Okay, if you did multiple tasks together, and that's what this particular system solves. So let me just show you a quick demo of it now. First thing is that we can just now we don't have to write all the things that we have to just speak the task that you have just did. So for example, okay, I'm going to speak, okay, over here now. I just spent 20 minutes with my client Nathan, okay, on a Google meeting, and we discussed about his personal injury case, basically. Yeah. So I'm gonna give this particular task, okay, to the uh, system, okay. And now what's going to happen is that you don't have to speak anything. It will going to run the whole workflow over here, the whole system. It will going to classify your specific task that you just performed for which client, for how much time, how much billable hour it should be. It will going to then get all those data, okay, and it will going to update your CRM specifically, okay, adding all those tasks automatically, everything. You just said what you did and it's done everything in your backend. So as you can just see, the message we got from the assistant is that tasks added. Okay, task number one, client name Nathan. So this task there is for the Nathan, and description is the Google meeting with client Nathan regarding personal injury case. Okay, you can of course go much more in depth about the specific task you just performed. Okay, and according to the minutes that you have spent on the task, it's recorded this much amount of dollars for the billable hours. Of course, you can set this amount. Okay, from task to task, from like your global level of how much money you take for a specific hour as a lawyer. Okay, it just varies for everybody, for each lawyer, so you can actually customize it in the platform. Now this task just got recorded. I'm going to show you the home tab. Okay, you can see total number of billable hours we just recorded, tracked today in terms of hours, in terms of dollars also. For the whole week you can also see the data, and for the whole month you can also see the data, and you can see the all the list of clients for whom you tagged time, you tracked the billable hours. We just did it for the Nathan. Now I'm going to show you. So that's what it solves basically. Now there is zero friction. You can just open your phone as a lawyer. You can open this specific set platform, or you can also, and this thing also works in the regular apps like WhatsApp or Telegram also. Okay, you just have to open your phone. You have to just speak all the tasks that you just did. So this is one of the tasks that I actually just performed and tracked through the voice agent. Now I'm gonna and now let's say I have did multiple tasks, okay, like two or three of them together, and now I have to track and now I have to record them in a single operation basically. Okay, I don't have to record each of them specifically by saying or writing. So I can say multiple tasks in the same voice message. Let me just do that for you. Let me show you it. So hey, I just had a meeting again with my client Nathan. It was now a 30 minutes long meeting, and we discussed about his personal injury case again. It was a more in-depth discussion with him, okay, of all the scenarios basically. And I did another task also for one of my other client named John, and we discussed about his divorce case basically. Okay, so it was again a 30-minute long meeting that I had with my client John. So these are the two tasks that I just performed. Okay, I'm gonna again make sure works is running. And now you're gonna see that I gave it two tasks, and it's going to record those two tasks in a single run, okay, in a single message basically. You're gonna see it how it's actually whole thing working. Now let's see the message that we got from our assistant. As you can see, client Nathan, description meeting with client Nathan regarding personal injury case, total billable amount $175. Task two that we just recorded for the client John, description of about the meeting that you had with him. Again, 30 minutes, so it's going to be the same bill, both 30 to 30 minute tasks, $175 again. Total value recorded, $350 instantly. You don't have to open CRM, you don't have to write everything, yourself manually or anything like that. It just all happened in a single run in just a few seconds. You have to just speak it. That's it. You can also track everything in the home tab also, that today how much total you recorded in terms of billable hours, in terms of billable amount. For each client, how much it was. Okay, it has been total as of now. You can actually track it over here as well. For the Nathan and John, it's just got increased right now, okay, in live in front of us. Yeah. And as you can see, the whole weeks and months also just got increased. Okay, total billable hours and amount. Everything you can see over here. So that's what it solves for all the lawyers who track, who charges, who works in terms of billable hours, okay, billable amount. Now again, let's say that you have recorded a few number of tasks, and now you have to just see a whole summary of how much time, value I have recorded as a lawyer. So you can just again speak it. Give me the whole summary of all the tasks, okay, that I have just, in the billable hour and the billable amount, both of it, okay, and for today, including all the clients, all the tasks that I just did, just give me a whole summary basically. Yeah. As you can see, okay, so let me just make sure it's running back end also. And I got the today's task report. You can actually request for the report whenever you want. Okay, whenever you want. And it's also going to send you a report automatically at the end of the day, every single day. The total amount of tasks you perform for all the clients, basically. So you don't have to check it out. If you even if you forget, or if you're really busy to track or to get a report for in the middle of the day, you will going to get a report automatically in your email or your WhatsApp at the night at the end of the day. Okay. As you can see, today total tasks completed. Okay, communication based tasks were 6, work day 0, total task 6 again, and total generated billable hour 2.5. So basically, before recording the demo, so I actually recorded a few tasks. Okay, so that's showing a little bit more higher, but yeah, that's the whole report right now. So that's how valuable this system is. Okay, now you don't have to open any kind of CRM, any kind of dashboard. Okay, writing everything yourself, remembering the tasks so you can record it in the, after a few hours, after you have completed all your tasks. It just removes all those friction points. Just open your phone, see all the tasks that you just performed at a single time or before also, or like, from this morning till the mid or the end of the day, you can just speak each and every task at the same time. Also, it's going to record all those tasks at the same time if you can remember that. Okay, that's how it works. That's how valuable it is. Okay, and so that was the demo. Now let me just show you how I actually built it from the very scratch, from the very bottom. So basically, there are three components that are integrated together in this whole system. First is the dashboard that you're seeing over here. Second is our custom built server. Okay, this is a server that I've just built it myself. Okay, all from the scratch in the Python using the Django framework. And the third component is again the most important one, is this our analytics system that you can see over here. Okay, now all the task or all the requests. So what's happening is that all the request from the front end is actually getting sent to this particular server, custom server that I just shown you, tell you about. And then from this server, all the tasks are getting sent or forwarded, requests are getting forwarded to the NA10 wherever it's required. For example, if I have to log in into the platform, I don't want my AI-based workflow system to run in anyway. So I'm just going to contact with my server. But if I'm chatting with the assistant, I need to send the messages to specific workflows because it's a different operation. So whenever I'm sending a message right now from this tab, it's getting sent it to my custom server, okay, to the upload a message. Okay, this is the function that is getting triggered by my front end, and this particular function is sending the particular audio file that you just said to this is where it's actually sending it to the NA10. Okay, from server it's now going to the NA10 right now. Okay, now let me just take you take you through a walkthrough of the whole system in the NA10 basically, that how I actually built it. Okay, the back end of it. So here you can see a webhook. So, a webhook based trigger is basically, a small server only. Okay, it's like it's just always looking for some request to come in. That's it. It always just looking for any kind of incoming requests. Okay, like a server, always gets running and looking for any kind of incoming request. That's how, in the same way, N10 webhook based trigger works. It's just always looking for any kind of requests. Okay, 24/7, if it's arriving or not. Okay, so whenever this particular webhook is going to arrive. My audio file that will going to come from this server. I just told you that particular server is going to send the audio file to the NetApp. As it is going to arrive, it will catch the file. Okay, it will forward the file to this particular module. And what I'm doing is that I'm using the Whisper LLM. Okay, so basically I'm actually getting a transcript of the whole audio. Okay, basically whatever I said in terms of audio, I'm getting a text-based version of my audio. Okay, it's the whole transcript that I'm generating from the audio. After that, this particular text that I just got from my audio, I'm gonna send it to the particular LLM. This is basically, this particular LLM is used to classify what kind of operation user or client wants to perform. Basically, either they want to add a task, okay, or either they want a report of their whole day, okay, regarding how much billable hour they have tracked in the whole day. That's what it is doing, just okay, classifying what kind of operation user, what kind of data or operation user wants to perform, basically. Okay. Then, after getting the category of the kind of task user wants to perform, okay, it's going to be sent accordingly. So if we want a report, it will going to go to the this workflow, and if we want to record a task, it will going to go to the second path. So let's say we are actually recording a task. So it is going to be it is going to send all the text-based data to this particular LLM. Now this is the main LLM that is actually classifying all the different kind of tasks that a user has just performed, basically. So you can actually go through all the prompts, okay, that I've given specific roles, specific goals, category definitions. Category A is the communication based. Okay, so in the communication, all the kind of meetings that I had just had with my client, all the kind of phone calls, WhatsApp chats, any kind of communication based task that I have just performed with my client, okay, or regarding my client, is going to be come into the category A, that is the communication based. Second is communication category B. The category B contains all those tasks where I have kind of drafted a document, okay, summarized a few documents, reviewed through my drafts or anything like that. That is actually work-based task. That is not a communication-based task. We're going to go to the category B. That is the actual task. Okay, category is the communication-based task. Category B is the work-based task. Basically, you can think of it like that. Okay. Then we have the time calculation rules. 0.1 hours, if this gets mentioned, then think of it as 6 minutes. Okay. And 0.2 is going to, we have to take 0.2 hours. If someone says this, take it as 7 to 10 minutes. You can, of course, as a lawyer, because I've talked to lawyer and some just record in terms of points of hours, something like 0.1 hours, 0.2 hours, 0.3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So they record in terms of 0. How many hours? Okay. And some on the other hand also records in terms of minutes, that I work for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. So according to that, what I'm doing, I'm telling it that you can record in terms of minutes because it's really easy. But some learners have the habit of saying their billable hour in terms of points. Okay, so if someone says 0.1 hours, take it as 1 to 6 minutes. Same for the 0.2 hours, take it as 7 to 12 minutes. For 0.3 hours, if someone says that, take it as 13 to 18 minutes, something between that maybe. If someone says 0.5 hours, take it between 25 to 30 minutes again. Okay, so that's how I am making sure that it's actually good for all the kind of, that's how I am making sure that it's, workable and good for all the kind of roles basically. Okay, whatever they have their habit as. And that's the whole thing. Okay, now it's the JSON output structure, that what kind of output I want. So basically, I want a JSON output, but what schema? Okay, schema is really important because I want a standardization in the workflow. So I'm telling that give me output always in this specific schema only, nothing else at all in this just specific schema. Okay, it's a list of tasks basically. If you know a little bit about tech, you will be able to understand this whole syntax. Okay. So as you can see over here, I'm actually also providing it a few examples. And look, examples are important because, examples makes AI understand real life scenarios much more easier, much more accurately. Okay, so that's why I have actually provided an example also. So like that's the whole thing that I'm set to the particular prompt. So it's going to reason around whatever the kind of task user was, whatever user has said that he, she, as a lawyer, has performed some task. It is going to do all the reasoning on it, okay, and going to send it to the particular, you know, loop over items node basically at last. And basically, how many number of entries we have got? Okay, basically, let's say we have performed one task. We have given one task in our audio. So this particular node will going to run the loop one time because there is only one task, okay, to record. But if there are two tasks to record by the lawyer, this particular node will going to run the loop two times. So basically, this whole cycle that you're seeing is going to be repeated two times. So like one, then again the two times. But it's just one task, and we're going to just run one time only. Okay, the whole thing because it's just one task that we're recording. And after recording all the number of tasks, okay, how much ever it was, it is going to automatically go towards the done path. Okay, basically we are actually aggregating all the outputs. Okay, we are actually given to the JavaScript code. I am actually creating a summary of everything that we have just recorded basically. Okay, and I'm actually just sending it to the assistant and the response that now you can actually have the final response over here. Again, they will just want to do this report. This is the webhook respond to webhook node. This is actually sending the response to the front end. So here is the was the message that we got about the report. Okay, basically it was over here. Okay, it was the same thing. Respond to webhooks. Okay, so yeah, that's what the whole system was, guys. Okay, and I hope that you must have find this video a lot, helpful in terms of how you can actually record all these billable hours and how you can actually remove the complete friction, okay, of recording the billable hours and making sure that almost all of your tasks are getting billable hours are actually getting tracked and recorded fluently, okay, without any discomfort, without any confusion, laziness, okay, without any unnecessary time spent on opening CRMs, recording, remembering, writing, and all these things. Just open your phone, speak the task, it will going to get recorded automatically in your whatever dashboard CRM you use. You might use Clio. This might send record all the tasks in the Clio automatically. It can be configured in that way. You might use other CRM platforms like HubSpot or many other lobbies also. Again, this can send record all those tasks directly from here to the Clio to the HubSpot or whatever CRM you use. That's how valuable it is. Okay, so like all that 35% of basically per client revenue that you might be missing, okay, per client or a month in or like on a daily basis or on a monthly basis, this can immediately remove that. Okay, making sure that all of your billable hours are getting tracked. So I hope that you must have liked this video. Okay, you must have found it really valuable. And also one more thing, if you're a lawyer, okay, who's actually looking to implement any kind of AI solutions, who have any kind of doubt regarding how you can use AI for your own specific practice or for your own law firm, you're a solo lawyer or you might run a solo small law firm, I can help you with that. Okay, you can just message me. Okay, you can actually email me. I'm putting the email, okay, in the description. You can just send me an email, okay, and ask me any question regarding implementation of AI in your specific own law practice or for your law firm. Okay, so I hope that you must have find this video really, really helpful. And if you're interested to get this system, okay, built for your specific for your solo practice or for your law firm, you can just again send me, email, or better way to do, if you're really, really sure that you want this, if you're serious with it, like really serious, you can book a meeting with me as well. I'm providing the link to book a meeting again with me in the description itself. So I hope that you guys have really found this video valuable. You might have seen how the potential of AI for the lawyers, okay, how they can actually stop losing or leaking revenue of any kind, for their practice, for their work, basically. So that's it for today, guys. Okay, I hope that you find this video really, really valuable. If you have any questions, again, you can either email me or book a meeting with me. Okay, and I'm gonna meet you in another video with a very, and I'm gonna meet you in another video. So bye.